Hello there, welcome back to Return of the Nerd. Is anyone else suffering from post-Andor stress disorder? Um, Yesterday I was on my own and I decided to like binge watch Disney Plus because Andor's finished and it's just this weird feeling now. It's always the same. Every time there's a new mini series or a film and then it's finished and you just what am I going to do with myself? So you go back through the menu and you look at all the other Star Wars content and, oh look, they've got a new animation series. It's called Tales of the Underworld. Let's have a look. And my brain, it was like, I was like that, you know, when Dr. Gore puts the headset on Bix and she's like, ah, I was like doing that to myself. Because the difference between that cartoon and what I witnessed in Andor, it couldn't be like more opposite. I was like, what am I doing to my brain? I watched Tales of the Empire and I thought that was actually pretty good. It talked about the Inquisitors, right? And I was like, I think kids could watch that, but adults also could watch it and appreciate it too. It was and it had that Star Wars feeling to it. Yeah, I was quite disappointed with the story arcs for Cad Bane. I just thought it was ridiculous. It was too. Has anyone ever seen that movie with Gary Cooper called High Noon? I mean, basically the whole thing was just copying that. You know, there's a new marshal in town. There's a new sheriff in town. You better get yourself out of town before noon. I thought I was just watching some, you know, spaghetti western. I was like, can we have Star Wars, please? His backstory is very stupid. I'm not going to spoil it for you in case you want to watch it, but don't expect too much. So the first three, there's 6 episodes. The first 3 focus on, what's her name? Ventress, right? So, and I'm like, what happened? She's in love with Quinlan Vos. When did that happen? You can put in the comments section below because I must be a little bit behind, because she's dead now. Quinlan Vos like sends her to the afterlife, and there's this romantic connection between the two of them. And then she wakes up, and Mother Talzin says, "You have 2 choices. You can walk free in the land of the living, or you know, or you can remain a spirit." Like, because she's a witch, right? And she says, and what's the condition? If you decide that you want to, you know, live in the land of the living, then you cannot ever see, you know, Quinlan Vos again. It's like some, you know, Greek mythological story. And she very defiantly, she on purpose like tries to track down where's Quinlan. I just thought the whole thing was weird. She saves a Jedi Padawan, who's being tracked by the Imperials. You know, again, this is post, you know, Order 66. Find the Jedi, destroy them, or, you know, turn them to the dark side. So she's trying to find the path. She's trying to help this young Padawan find the path. The path is, that story arc was brought up a couple of times during the Kenobi live action show, right? Because they referred to, I think someone referred to Quinlan Vos in that show. But yeah, I didn't know anything about this romantic connection between the two of them, their romance. And then, so there's 3 episodes, and then I thought there was going to be like a really climactic finish to it, but then nothing happened. I was like, oh, okay then. And then it just starts with Cad Bane. I was like, you're just jumping all over the place. And it's too childish. Like, if you can compare Tales of the Underworld to Tales of the Empire, I just feel, wow, they really, like, the target audience for this is like super young. I'm not interested in this at all. And honestly, after watching 12 episodes of Andor, my brain is frazzled. I can't take it. This is just, what is this? You know, am I watching Tom and Jerry? So then I turned that off. I watched all 6 episodes and I was like, geez. So I turned it off and I said, how about The Force Awakens? Let's give that one another chance. For the 100th time, let's try the sequels again. So I watched about 30 minutes of The Force Awakens. I forced myself to watch The Force Awakens, no pun intended, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I got halfway. No, I didn't. I got like probably about 30 minutes through, and it's just a terrible movie. Yeah, like. The scroll, you know, at the beginning, you feel, wow, Star Wars, and then you read it, and then and then the ship, there's like the ship comes past, and and then, but as soon as they land on that planet, and you've got BB-8 and Poe Dameron and Kylo Ren, it's like, come on, man, what is this? And we need to find the map to find Luke Skywalker. I was like, oh, it's another map. You mean like the map, you know, the Death Star plans. It's always something that's hidden in a microchip that's put into a droid, and then the baddies have to go find the droid and then retrieve it. Otherwise, their secret weapon or, you know, it will get destroyed. I mean, it's just the same story over again. Every time I watch The Force Awakens, I can't see much difference between that and A New Hope. They switch the characters. Like now the main character is female. It's Rey, and I just, you know, instead of Darth Vader, we've got Kylo Ren. Instead of the Empire, we've got the First Order, and now we've got another a Death Star. It's called Starkiller. I was just like 30 minutes of this, and I was like, enough. I just turned it off. I was like, this is not creative. This is not telling us anything new. Like the Star Wars universe is like, it's just so, there's so much to talk about. Like why? I just don't understand, why did they go back and do that all over again? So now, again, a lot of people they have this appreciation for Andor and Rogue One. You know, next year is going to be the 10-year anniversary of Rogue One. 10 years ago, Rogue One came out, and I feel every single year that goes by, Rogue One gains more respect and more appreciation. That has become a Star Wars cult classic. And I know a lot of people will say that movie is way better than Return of the Jedi. And, you know, for me it is. And a lot of people I've spoken to, they also agree. And also, someone said online, the new prequels are not Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. The new prequel, you know, is Andor Season 1, Andor Season 2, and Rogue One. Oh no, the prequels have been replaced. They're the prequels, Jar Jar Binks. So I don't know what's going to come next. I would like to see more fantasy-based Star Wars. After watching Andor, and it's like so, you know, gritty, dry drama, no lightsabers, no using the Force or anything like that. I want to go back to something along the lines of Ahsoka, because I really did enjoy the Ahsoka season. Very, 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 very much. I liked it. I'm a big Rebels fan. And just to see all of the, you know, most of the characters come alive on screen, you know, like actors and actresses who you've only really seen in cartoon form, was like, that was excellent. Disney should do that more often. And also Ahsoka, I thought, was more, it can appeal to a much wider range of audience. You know, it can appeal to old farts like me who are like 50 something, and also younger Star Wars fans who grew up with the prequels, and also even kids as well, I think, would enjoy it too. It's not particularly violent, but there are some great, like, choreographed lightsaber scenes, you know, and I just like the fantasy element to it. You know, you've got the Dathomir witches. Also, we go beyond the Star Wars galaxy and we find out, you know, maybe potentially where the Force came from. I do like Baylan Skoll's character, and his mission he doesn't seem to care about Admiral Thrawn in the slightest bit. He's not concerned about that. He's looking for something that's very, it's almost like Indiana Jones, something very like mystical, magical. Like he wants to know where the Force came from. And I think they're on Peridia, right? And you've got the father, the son, and the daughter. And you've also got Ahsoka with the owl and the world between worlds, and all this mythology and all this mystery. I really, really enjoyed those were parts for me I thought were awesome, because that's the fantasy element of Star Wars. You know, you do need that in there, because Star Wars it's not real, okay, and it's not sci-fi. It's a fantasy adventure. So I want to be taken on a fantasy adventure. So I felt, look, watching Ahsoka, that I was taken on this adventure, the world between worlds, you know, Ahsoka being sucked into it, you know, into this other dimension, and Anakin coming back and trying to train her from beyond. You know, he's a Force spirit now, but he still has that ability to reach out to his Padawan and help her and guide her. And I love the juxtaposition. I can't say that word, by the way, so I'm just going to say I like the split between him being like compassionate Anakin and responsible Anakin, then suddenly his eyes turn red, and then he turns into like the hatred and the suffering comes back, and then you see Darth Vader. The way that was done in Ahsoka, I thought was just absolutely brilliant. So I'm looking forward to Ahsoka season 2 for sure. And then I just don't know what's going to go on for the rest of the year. Are there any other shows that are coming towards the end of this year? Is it just animation? Do we have another TV series? I mean, everybody knows that next year, 2026, is going to be a busy one. Kathleen Kennedy will be gone. Celebration. And we've got the movie Mandalorian Grogu, and we've got lots of new projects in the works. So hopefully, because Kathleen Kennedy's gone, we can have a bit more consistency now. Yeah, and I also yesterday, this is the last thing I'm going to bring up. Yesterday, I also tried to watch The Acolyte as well. I watched, because there weren't any lightsaber scenes in Andor, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back and watch Darth Zippy in the forest, and with, what's his name? Kalnaka? Can't remember, don't care. Yeah, those lightsaber scenes are very, very good. But again, the story and the dialogue and the whole, Osha, I can't take it. So I'm just hoping that we can have, as soon as, you know, Kathleen leaves, we can have some consistency, right? Yeah. What do you guys think? Comment below. How do you feel right now that Andor's finished? Is there an empty void that needs to be filled? Have you tried looking at other you know, Star Wars content, and then you feel like, I can't get my fix? Yeah, well, I've got withdrawal symptoms. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.